Hi guys, it's reaction time. So we've got Violet Sin and a Violent Case of Despair. Let me repeat that. Violet Sin and a Violent Case of Despair. I'll probably muck that up later, but there you go. I got this sent by the record company. I get a load of stuff actually from this record company. They send me some great stuff. Inverse Records is the name of this the record label, and I get a lot of stuff on email, and then I get bombarded, which is very cool, by the way. Please send me as much stuff as possible. So a lot of the time most of my stuff comes from people asking for songs, but a lot of it as well comes from record labels, and they send me stuff and then I click on it. Does it suit the channel? Does it suit me mainly? And I might listen to about 5-10 seconds. So, you know, I want to make it a true reaction, obviously, but to not also set up and go through all the rigmarole of setting all this obviously professional studio I have tucked in the corner of one of my rooms. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm not going to sit down, set up and it be a waste of time. So I always click on just to see, does it suit the channel? Does it suit me? This one did. So that's why it's made it onto my Saturday reaction day. Violet Sin, a Violent Case of Despair. I apologise about not knowing a lot about this band. All I know is it came out 2 days ago, this song, and it sounds great from what I've heard. So here we go, guys. Gonna get a bit of stop there, guys. Looks like the solo's coming in unexpectedly, by the way. I usually try and stop it before that, but man, there's something about this. It's a bit proggy, I would say, a bit prog metal. Not overly proggy. I'm not talking so complicated I can't get into it. I can definitely get into it. I love the dense feel of those riffs. It's very modern sounding. I love that. There's some really cool bass parts to this, you know, and you notice I've closed my eyes the second part of that because I was really trying to pick out some instruments, and there's a really cool sort of bass line running through this as well on those verses, which I don't usually point out, but I noticed that, because you know what I cover a lot of AOR, melodic rock on this channel, and sometimes, and rightfully so, the bass is quite simple sounding sometimes. It just runs along quite simply, and it should do because that's melodic rock, that's AOR. But on this you can hear some really cool, complicated bass stuff going on here. I mean, I'm not a bass player, I'm not any player, but it sounds, you know, very cool indeed. I love the way that the instruments are being introduced into the song, and that dense riff, that real dense sounding riff. It sounds like it's a real lower, you know, tuned down, really cool sounding, so heavy and dirgy. I love that. The vocals as well, very cool. Got that sort of that proggy feel, if you know what I mean. It sounds like a proggy vocalist. I'm sort of guessing at this band because I don't know anything about them. So, but they sound like they've got a sort of that proggy feel, and I can hear that in those vocals, sort of like a prog rock sort of vocal. Very smooth, very clean. There is some slight, and I'm so glad it's slight, some slight sort of guttural sort of vocals going on, or not guttural, but sort of some scream type vocals going on, and it's sort of doubled up with the guy's vocals, but it's very, very in the background, which, and of course if this was a screaming metalcore song or something and it was like that all the way through, I wouldn't even have it on the channel. You know, that's just me. You guys know when it comes to vocalists, I want them to sing. That's just me. I want singers, you know. But I don't even notice that whatsoever because it's so far in the background, but it sort of adds to the atmosphere and the epicness of this song. Really, it does sound really epic, doesn't it? There's loads of sort of layers of synths and stuff going along with the heavy guitars. The video is outstanding as well. And, you know, I wanted to shut my eyes to get sort of lost in the music, but I also didn't want to shut my eyes because of the visuals and the effort that's been put into this video as well. I mean, man, it's just brilliant, dark and bleak video. So the visuals are just outstanding as well. There's a couple of videos I have said lately I really like the videos because of the effort that's been put in. A lot of bands now, don't they? Sometimes it's just if you're lucky, you get like a lyric video. Sometimes it's just the audio and you just get a picture of the album cover or whatever, or the single cover. So I always appreciate when a band puts that extra effort in, and you know, it ain't easy these days for bands either. So the money, you know, not just the effort, but the money to put together to make a decent video as well. And you can tell there's a lot of effort and money probably been put into this one. And I appreciate that. And it really goes along with the music as well. It's got that dark, dense sort of feel and atmosphere to it. Great song so far, guys. Here we go for the rest. Wow, there's so much to that song, man. Absolutely fantastic. What about that instrumental section? Almost brought a feeling of controlled chaos. There was so much going on in that. Guitars just building out, some brilliant technical playing, and it's almost building up and building up and building up, and then into that super smooth chorus at the end. Man, I mean, it's criminal, the views that this has got on YouTube. Guys, whoever watches this video, please go on and watch the video. You know, if you watch this reaction, then go on to their YouTube channel and watch the official video and watch it properly, turn it right up, but give the band some views because it's ridiculous. This band sound really big, don't they? They sound like, I don't know, I mean, I listened to, you know, which I quite got into actually. I got put onto the Catatonia new album, you know, and I listened to it earlier on in the year and didn't get time to listen to it properly, and I've listened to it a couple of times now and I really liked it. But I mean, when you listen to bands like this, don't you think they deserve, you know, a bit of what they've got? We've got to put these bands out there, guys. These people, these guys that have got so much talent and are just drowned in this plethora of rock and metal that we've got now. They need a bit of a push. So let's go on to everyone go on to their video. Just watch it, give them some views on their video, give them some feedback under the video, how fucking great that song was, because it was absolutely fantastic. Guys, let me know what you think of that. That was Violet Sin. The song is A Violent Case of Despair. Brilliant. Absolute brilliance. Let me know in the comments below, guys, and I'll see you soon.